Good morning, fellow option traders, and welcome to the daily scan for Monday, March 18th, 2013. Well, the EU is messing with Cyprus and saying that they are going to confiscate something around 9% of all savings accounts in all Cyprus banks in order to cover a bailout over there. Now, Cyprus is not a big country, but it definitely is setting a precedence to say that the bank depositors are going to pay for the bank's mistakes. And that's sort of a new twist on who's responsible for what. And it's a little bit disturbing because who knows if that idea spreads. It could spread over here. So beware and be warned, I guess you could say. Okay, so what are we looking at here? Well, I'm not feeling well today. I think I'm getting a head cold or something here anyway. So I was up a little bit early today, and when I was up, the Dow was down 150 at that point. So it has recovered some since then. But something that kind of tells here is if I go over the Analyze tab on Apple, it closed at 443. It looks like it's going to gap down at the open. And there's already 4,700 shares that have traded, and it's only 6 o'clock in the morning Eastern Time. So that may tell a little something there, but who knows. Anyway, right now, our insurance policies probably will show some sort of profit today because they're looking for a downside correction. And our verticals, and these are all the Profit 10 portfolio positions. I don't have anything in the spread account open at the current time. But if I go over to the Analyze tab, and I did do this on a video yesterday to update everybody on the Profit 10 portfolio. If I go on portfolio and then take IWM out and take that out, okay, and then we're looking at, this is where we are as of right now on the Profit 10 portfolio. And like I mentioned on the video, Delta is a little bit cold or throwing some downside risk. Like I mentioned yesterday, that any positive delta, the greater the positive delta, the more downside risk there is in the trade. But I also showed that if push comes to shove and the world wants to come to an end from a market perspective, I do have this particular trade here, which is IWM, so we're kind of good even if, oh, how did that get changed to Apple? I had SPY up there, I thought. That even if the spiders moves down to 150, it's currently at 154, so that would mean that this would have to move down to probably 1500, which could happen quite quickly, actually. So we are keeping an eye on that. I don't think it's going to actually drop quite that far yet. We'll give it a little bit extra time. But anyway, like I mentioned, we're just a little bit squeamish here about this, I guess you could say, 19 Delta. It was 6 when I had Apple up there, but with spiders up there for my beta symbol. Again, spiders beta is 0, so you would always want to use SPY as your beta symbol to kind of neutralize everything out. And again, these are just numbers, but and they change all the time. But it's a good indicator, and you can see that we are a little bit, the live price is a little bit on the downside here. So we'll just be careful and we'll keep an eye on that. So if we go back here to a single symbol and bring up our SPY, and that would be in this account. Alright, so this is our calendar, and if we get downside movement, we're actually good down to 135 here on this insurance policy. This would be a really impressive trade here if the market does give us a really big pullback. Guessing, well, this is 154, it closed at 155, so it looks like it's going to gap down about roughly a point or so, at least currently. We'll see how that works out. And then IWM is another one, another insurance policy that's I have in this account. I'll wait for this to pop up here. Oops, let's turn it on. And this also will give us some profit if IWM pulls back. Alright, so that's it for our current positions. We're not going to go into each individual one at this time, but we are going to run through our A+ list. And we'll probably stumble on these positions as we run through that list. Let's take a look at Apple right quick. Ooh, I didn't shrink my chart here. I need to shrink my chart. There we go. Now you can see it. Okay. I bailed on this Friday, on this bull put. So we have nothing in here on Apple right now. So we can delete these two drawings. And I don't know what's going to happen today with this thing going on over in Europe. So we'll keep an eye on that. Probably won't do anything today anyway. Amazon. Right. This one almost paid off if I would have stayed in it. I didn't stay in it. I got out here, I believe, for a loss. So ate a little crow on that one. And we're looking for, I don't like when these cycles drop below this 50 MA. That's a little extreme. It's showing a little bit of weakness, and the MACD is kind of proving that out. So from that perspective, and if people start yanking their money out of the banks in Europe, that could just not only be Cyprus, but they might start thinking that this could happen to other countries that are in trouble, like Greece and Italy and Spain. They could start yanking their money out of the banks over there, and that could cause a avalanche. So quite possibly some bullish plays or bearish plays today could be in order, regardless of whatever our indicators are saying. But I'm going to play it safe, and I'm going to wait for indicators to tell me when to get in. I stick to my plan. Baidu is in a downtrend. We need a move up on the stochastic to complete this wave here, and a move back up to give us an entry point. This is our iron condor for April. We might be in a little bit of trouble there. If anything is giving us some downside concern, it could be this Baidu here. CF, we are back in that with an iron condor, and that's looking pretty neutral right now. Oh, let's go back here. It's too flat for any directional trade, so I'm not going to worry about that one. Chipotle has been pretty flat lately itself. There was an opportunity here, but it just didn't really play out. I think I might have been thinking about something there, but I don't really. All I have here is the iron condor, so think I marked that on here as an iron condor, so I'm going to have to update this chart. But I was thinking of this play, and I'm kind of glad it didn't. Salesforce. I didn't know I moved that one. Yeah, we hit our target down here, so let's see what happens. We should probably put an alert in here, and I would put it, let's say right about there. Oops. We'll put our alert there. So it is at 178 roughly, and we're looking for an alert to trigger if it moves above it. Not necessarily telling us to jump in, just to come and take a look at it. Alright, we hit our target down here on Google, and it's still not proving anything out here, so I'm going to throw an alert on here as well and see if we can get some sort of upward movement on Google. MasterCard. Come on, chart. Here we go. Yeah, MasterCard is still wallowing around here. Look at this. This is kind of amazing. Still have an alert out on it. Probably will move that down to somewhere around here. I don't think it's ripe to get in yet, but I'm going to move this over to there, and we'll see if we can nail that target in the next day or two. Netflix. It also is going through a lot of consolidation here actually for the last month, ever since it had its big pop here. And so momentum is just so totally flat on this, it's nowhere, man. But we're definitely taking a dive on the weekly. So I'm thinking that maybe if we were just to do a momentum trade on the weekly here, that this may be an opportunity to do a bear call. Yes. So I want to see if there's going to be some downward movement today. Let's throw an alert to go below, at or below this price, and see what happens. I'm sure that's going to come true today if the market is any indicator. Price line, we hit our target, so we are going to throw an alert in here to be at or above that price. See what happens there. Panera, too flat for any directional trade. This 50 MA is just like blah, blah. Look at the MACD on the weekly. Blah. That's unusual for that particular stock. All right. Sort of a different review today. It's probably my head. It's a little clogged up. But regardless, thanks for being patient. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and happy trading.